Yes, people, what's going on? Seagull Talks Football. We are back again with another video today. Today, of all days, we got a David Ornstein update in regards to Noni Madueke. They keep giving us updates on Noni Madueke. They keep saying Noni Madueke might happen. Noni Madueke might happen. Noni Madueke might happen. And it's really, really starting to piss me off. Update on Victor Gyokeres also, as the deal with Victor Gyokeres has stalled and Arsenal are dragging their feet to get this deal over the line as they want to get the best deal possible. Reports coming out about Eberechi Eze that there's been two offers, one being that Arsenal might be even putting a young academy kid in the deal to sweeten the deal for Palace to give us Eze. And Ethan, there might be an agreement with Ethan, and that might be over the line. But yeah, we are somewhat cooking in one hand, and in the other hand, the food's still not ready yet. The food's still not ready yet. But before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. And let's begin with the Noni Madueke stuff, because I just want to get that out of the way. I'm looking at Noni Madueke, and I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling the Noni Madueke situation. Noni Madueke doesn't make sense to me. It don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Why would we go for Noni Madueke over some of the names I'm hearing? Noni Madueke right now is trending online for a reason. David Ornstein, Fabrizio Romano, both have given us updates stating that both of them have said that Noni Madueke is currently headed towards it. Now, don't have anyone sit here and say that Noni Madueke to Arsenal is coming in to be a main guy. In my eyes, he's coming in to be a backup. And if we sign him, I'm gonna back an Arsenal player, even if I don't want him. Doesn't mean I have to like it. But boy, ladies and gentlemen, let's get onto it. Let's get onto it. This right here is very, very, very interesting. First things first. If reports are true, this was reported literally 40 minutes ago. Arsenal make contact with Chelsea over a move for Noni Madueke. Clubs now in talks after the 23-year-old midfielder agreed personal terms over a 5-year contract, and no deal yet, but the England international prioritizes Arsenal above other interested sides. So what we know here is Noni Madueke wants to come to Arsenal. Arsenal have agreed personal terms, and Arsenal and Chelsea have officially started contract talks. Transfer talks. I don't want Noni Madueke. I don't think a lot of Arsenal fans want Noni Madueke. I'm quite upset at the fact that we're even speaking about Noni Madueke right now. I want a more ambitious signing. I want a better player. I want players who I feel like are going to make us go up a level. I don't feel like he's going to do that. Noni Madueke, to me, is not better than what we currently have. And you know what makes this whole situation even sound worse? Now, before we go any further, let me just go Fabrizio, the boy, the man. Fabrizio said this just a couple minutes ago. Now, indirect talks as reported. He said this 6 hours ago. Arsenal are in direct talks with Chelsea soon to discuss Noni Madueke. There's a gap in the valuation, which is key. Chelsea value him at £50 million. Arsenal value him below £40 million. So that might mean Arsenal might be willing to pay up to £40 million for Noni Madueke. And where was this originally reported? Well, this was originally reported months ago, before we were even seriously linked to Noni Madueke by the Telegraph, saying that Arsenal and Chelsea are quite a bit away. And Fabrizio Romano now reports that also. But let me show you guys something. Noni Madueke is trending. And the reason why he's trending is because of stuff like this. This is very interesting. This was from the same article that David Ornstein posted. What does it say? This is going to hold on, people. It says that reported on July 1st that Madueke is 23 and was one of the options being considered by Arsenal, as they also weighed up Crystal Palace's Eberechi Eze and Aston Villa's Morgan Rodgers. Now, we know, as reported, Morgan Rodgers, one second, there's more. The Athletic report has been updated. Okay. So they've changed it. They've changed it by removing the names. Arsenal, as they sought to add to their forward line. Damage limitations is damn right. Listen, first things first. Noni Madueke is not an alternative to Eze. I believe Arsenal will still go and sign both Eze and Noni Madueke if we do sign Noni Madueke. As for Morgan Rodgers, that was a market opportunity we were trying to seek out. The reason why we're not signing Morgan Rodgers at this moment in time, and the reason why we're not signing Eze yet, is not because of Noni Madueke. The situation with Morgan Rodgers and Eze is slightly different. And the situation is very simple. Morgan Rodgers was available because of the financial situation at Aston Villa. Aston Villa have since sold some of their stakes to their women's team, and we're not going to be seeing Morgan Rodgers to Arsenal anymore. At least I don't think Morgan Rodgers to Arsenal will be happening. So that is pretty much off the table. Morgan Rodgers to Chelsea, I'm hearing reports about that. Chelsea have just made an extra 100 million from the Club World Cup. Maybe they're going to splash that cash very soon. You never know. What we do know is that the Eze rumors are legit. And Noni Madueke being linked to Arsenal is not going to take away from the Eze rumors. But they are trying to make this... Some people are trying to gaslight us into thinking that Noni Madueke is the only other attacking option coming in after Gyokeres. That is BS. That is not the case. Shout out to Mons for the redirect. Shout out to Big Six Bands. Big up to the Mandem over there. You guys are all on my case with Noni Madueke. I see you. Big up, man. Big up. But yeah, let's get it going though. There is something that, oh my god, 5 minutes ago, Ben Jacobs just dropped the bomb on us. What did he say? Oh no chance in hell Arsenal pay that kind of money for Noni Madueke. Chelsea want how much? $55 million. Are they crazy? Chelsea think we're going to pay starter caliber money for a backup. Nah. No way. Arsenal have now opened formal talks with Chelsea over Noni Madueke, as reported by David Ornstein. Madueke has agreed a 5-year deal. We already know this. Chelsea wants 55. What? Chelsea want 55 million. These guys are, what are they smoking over there at Stamford Bridge? What are they smoking over there at Cobham? What are they smoking? These guys are nuts. Do they think they're in a position of negotiation? Thank God. Please continue to press us out of the move. Please continue to say Noni Madueke is going for 55 million. Please continue to say Noni Madueke for 55 million. Because if these guys think for 1 second Arsenal is going to spend 55 million British pounds to get Noni Madueke, they are smoking bush. They are not serious. I'm sorry. Arsenal Football Club is not going to spend 150 million pounds on Noni Madueke, in my opinion. For them to cite the Elanga deal from Newcastle as a benchmark is disingenuous. Not Elanga is going into Newcastle, which Newcastle have already been rejected by Joao Pedro, been rejected by Mbeumo, and at this point they're going for Elanga because one, Elanga has played previously at Manchester United and Newcastle and helped Nottingham Forest get European football. They view him as a countryman of their star player Alexander Isak, and he fits that right wing position. They're a counter-attacking team. Elanga brings pace. To them, he's more valuable than what Madueke is to Arsenal. We don't have a hole in our right-hand side. Bukayo Saka is there. We don't view Noni Madueke as the solution to the left flank either. He's been touted as a backup, squad depth, an improvement to the bench. There's no chance Arsenal is spending £55 million. This is Chelsea trying to negotiate a higher fee by starting at a ridiculous price. Realistically, last week there were reports that they value him at 50. Now all of a sudden they've added an extra 5 million. And Ben Jacobs, friend of the show, coming out here saying that Arsenal will try for 40 to 55, 45. Even 45 is too much, in my opinion. It should be 35. That's where we should be starting our negotiations. Like, I don't even want the guy, but the gulf in this right here is not a situation where Arsenal should meet in the middle. We should just take that 45 and put it towards signing Eze. Forget about Noni Madueke. It's not worth it. He's not going to bring much value to the team, in my opinion. Did you see his cameo yesterday versus in the Club World Cup? I'm sorry. This guy, he might have a lot of opportunities to grow. He might still be promising in some people's eyes. He's definitely not Willian, or he's definitely not, Gallus, for example. But at the same time, I don't see the benefit in Arsenal going above and beyond to get this deal over the line. It does not make sense. I don't think it's a good idea, and we should stay clear from Noni Madueke. That's just me. And I think a lot of people agree. If I see and I gauge the temperature right now, the Arsenal fan base, a lot of you guys probably agree that Noni Madueke to Arsenal does not make as much sense as an Eze to Arsenal, or going all in for Rodrygo. If Madueke is coming in instead of Eze, that would be an absolute shame. That would be a shame. And if David Ornstein has even removed that section that was being reported a couple minutes ago. So yeah, look at this. Look at this. This was what the Athletic reported earlier, and I'm just gonna go over it one more time before we move on. Yeah, I don't see how we can be so close to being linked to Eze, but then they're saying Madueke is prioritizing Arsenal, and then Athletic reported that Madueke is one of the options being considered by Arsenal, as they also weighed up. So basically, are they stating that if we get Madueke, we're not going to get Eberechi Eze? Because from what I remember, the Fabrizio Romano, whenever we've seen Eze Madueke conversations, everywhere that we've seen Eze and Madueke conversations, we've seen that the reports have said we might get both of them. If the true situation is that Madueke is being considered as an alternative to if Madueke is being considered as an alternative to Eze, that is a disgrace, an honest disgrace. Eze is a much better player. Eze, I would say, is a game changer, and Madueke does not bring any of that value to Arsenal. Now, if the conversation is Madueke and Eze total fee and package compared to Rodrygo, now that makes more sense, because Rodrygo is going to cost us way more in wages. Rodrygo is going to cost us way more in transfer fee. Rodrygo is going to cost us way more as a total package. If it's a situation where it's Eze and Madueke or Rodrygo, then that makes sense. But this stuff about Eze, or since when? Since when has this become the situation? Since when did things change? Since when did it become, oh, Madueke and Gyokeres, that's it? No, that can't be true. Surely that has to be fake news. Surely this is something's going on here, because they're speaking about Gyokeres' deal stalling. Are they saying to themselves that the Gyokeres deal might cost us more money, hence they're worried that we might not get anybody else in? And in that case, if Chelsea's asking for 50 million for Madueke, bun him. Bun him. I heard today reports about Eze for 45 mil. If that's the case, drop the 45 mil for Eze. Now, the reports came out from somebody who I don't know if they're the most reliable source. But let me show you guys what I'm talking about in case you haven't seen it. This is what I'm talking about. The report came out today, this morning, just 8 hours ago, that Eze to Arsenal could be a possibility, and a deal could be struck for an initial fee of 45 plus performance-related add-ons. So 45 million plus more, and Arsenal might not even have to pay the release clause. Now, I don't know how likely that is. That, to me, that sounds very unlikely, especially if Crystal Palace want as much money as possible for Eze. They might not take 45 million plus add-ons. Let's be honest. That would be a W for Arsenal, big time. If we can get Eze for 45 million plus add-ons, Andre Berta, you have changed our lives. Because we're used to getting ripped off, and we're used to overpaying for players. Or we're used to paying release clauses. And if we don't end up paying Eze's release clause and we end up working it way to get it lower, fair play. Now, the report came from this man right here. I don't know him from Adam. What I do know is he works for Cut Offside. Cut Offside is not reportedly known as the most reliable source when it comes to transfer news. They're known as one of the people who just put out anything and everything. So we got to take it with a grain of salt. We can't take this to the bank and say, you know what, guarantee this is 100% accurate. You get me? But that's what's being reported at this moment in time. 8 hours ago, Eze, Arsenal are continuing to push for Eze. And if I just show you guys, there in the last 24 to 48 hours, there has been so much talk about Eze that I cannot believe some of the stuff. I think from what I see that it's Eze and Madueke. It's Eze and Madueke. Or it's Rodrygo and potentially nobody else besides Gyokeres. So it's Gyokeres and Rodrygo, or Eze, Madueke, and Gyokeres potentially coming in. And just 2 days ago, we were hearing some reports about Eze. But before we do that, let me just quickly go to the super chats. Shout out to the people in the chat. We got H in the building saying, finally, you're going to admit your favorites. If you sign Gyokeres, your favorites, no excuses. H, in all due respect, Arsenal had no excuses before the window even started. If we signed him or not, people would say we have no excuses. So thank you for the super chat. But what I will tell you is 100%, there is no excuses if we don't do the signings, let alone if we do the signings. H coming in again, how many players do you need? Should be favorites. Bro, at the end of the day, I just need to see what we do from here on out. I'm not talking about favorites or not. I just need to focus on improving myself before I start looking at the landscape and say, right now, I think if we get Gyokeres, if we get either Eze or Rodrygo, you put us up there ahead of Man City, just behind Liverpool, because Liverpool are still not done. Liverpool could go and get Rodrygo. Liverpool could go and get Isak. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. The window is not over to be predicting who's going to be favorites or not, but we're going to be in the mix. 100% going to be in the mix. Let me just go to the Eze stuff quickly. Here's some news. So Eze reported yesterday from Miguel Delaney that Eze is under contract at Crystal Palace until 2027. And what they want is 60 million plus bonuses. Arsenal want to have a pay structure of 20 million installments, which would mean that Arsenal would be able to then get the deal a lot easier. Arsenal are seeing a payment structure for Eze, so we know what we're doing, what we want for the Eze situation. Eze situation, we've been speaking about it for a couple of days now. We already know what Arsenal want from Eze, for the Eze deal. They want to find a way to get it in a payment structure. They want to find it in a way that if we can get a decent payment structure for Eze, we don't necessarily have to worry too much about the deal. Because if we can get Eze's deal down to a situation where we can pay 20 million installments on a regular basis, it'll work out perfectly for us. Now, what you guys need to know is Eze is a player who wants to join Arsenal. Eze is already a player who stated that his preference is understood to be Arsenal. But we do have to worry because Liverpool are interested in him. And this was reported the other day from the same Miguel Delaney, reporting that Eberechi Eze, of course, understood that Arsenal, if he leaves, he wants to go to Arsenal, but Liverpool is also interested in him. So we have to keep an eye out for that, because if Liverpool makes some sales, they might look at Eze as their potential left-wing option coming into their club, on top of Florian Wirtz, on top of what they already have. So yeah. What is this? Vanish, get in the kitchen. Bro, we're getting in the kitchen, bro. Don't worry. We're going to be cooking. We're going to be cooking. The window's not even close to being over. It's just one of those days where news is coming in thick and fast, and we got to kind of focus on what we can do to get the best options possible. Now, just to let you guys know, yesterday it's reported that Arsenal offered a swap deal. Yeah, kind of crazy to say the least. Reportedly, Arsenal offered, it was a situation where Andre Berta is understood he's trying to convince Crystal Palace, and they may consider a possible defender as a part way in the deal. This was reported yesterday by this man here. He's part of The Sun and 442 News magazine, and he also does a podcast, Made in Africa podcast. Shout out to this man, Osman. Shout out to you. But the reports are we could potentially even do a swap deal for Eberechi Eze. When we're talking about a swap deal, I'm wondering to myself, who is it? Is it Calafiori? Is it Kivior? No. Guys, it's an academy kid, Josh Nichols. Josh Nichols. That's what they're saying. Josh Nichols, or sorry, however you say it. Swap deal for Eze. No chance they accept that. I'm just looking at it from my perspective. If I'm Palace, am I accepting a swap deal for a young kid? I don't think so. Palace are gonna say, give me that money and we can go buy whoever we want. We don't need an 18-year-old. Respect to Josh, 18 years old, played in the Arsenal preseason last year, but he's nowhere near the first team. He's not going to get anywhere near the first team, in my opinion. And Arsenal are just weighing their options to see what we can do in the future. Bro, I used to be a mod on your on my old account. Mod me up, G. Yeah, I got you. You're don't worry. You're gonna be modded, bro. You're gonna be modded. Add as a moderator. There you go. You're modded, bro. Don't worry, we got you. But yeah, that's the situation with the Eze situation with the youngster. Now let's quickly go through some of the latest headlines. Some of the latest headlines with Victor Gyokeres, as the Victor Gyokeres news has been dropping left, right, and center. So let's just quickly go to the latest Victor Gyokeres news from AFC stuff. So first things first, 2 hours ago. 1 second. Let me just make sure I timestamp this for everybody who's watching it on the playback, of course. The reports are that the Victor Gyokeres deal has reportedly stalled. So this is what we're going to be talking about next. As before we get to the rest of the stuff, please do hit the like button, guys. I don't know how many likes we have, but we should be on at least 100+ likes. You guys need to make sure you like the goddamn video. And shout out to all the super chatters, as you guys have been coming in, helping me out a lot. Shout out to Tyreek Rashid. Big up, my brother. Your club is not serious, and keep backing Arteta will be your club's demise. Big up, my man, Liverpool fan here. You want to know something, Tyreek? I will tell you something. I don't think Arteta is the problem. I've always said that Arteta is not the problem. I think the problem has always been that we just don't have the personnel in place to get the results needed. So I'm not a big Arteta out guy, so you're on the wrong channel. There's some people who are going to tell you Arteta's a problem. I'm always going to say the team has been the issue for majority of this time, and Arteta is a small factor in why we may have not won. But the main reason why we're even in this situation is because of Arteta, in my opinion. But yeah, let's continue though. Victor Gyokeres, let's talk about it in a second. Before we go any further, Iga, hold that David Ornstein bomba. You guys just want to talk shit. That's all you guys want to do today. Thanks. And like the video, people. Come on, it's free. Come on, guys, please like the video. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a penny. It doesn't hurt you at all. We have over 485 people in the building right now. We should at least be on 100 plus likes easily by now. Shout out to all you guys. We just got over 100 likes. Thank you. But yeah, let's get on to it. So Victor, hello, can you guys see me? There we go. Victor Gyokeres. Arsenal's deal with Victor Gyokeres is likely to be finalized before the preseason tour. Those close to the deal say it is an advanced stage and expects the financial issues to be resolved in the coming days. This is what Chris Wheatley said. Also, reports are that Arsenal are delegation working for the Victor Gyokeres deal has returned to London without an agreement from Sporting. Although it is a short distance separating the club, there has been no approach from either side to find a resolution. That is coming from the Portuguese side of things, saying that Arsenal have left and they haven't found a resolution. This is what was being reported the other day. There is new contact last night between Arsenal and Sporting, accelerating close. The deal's close, but Sporting is not accepting the final details in the proposal. Doesn't mean it is over, but it's part of the negotiations. Of course, we're still currently negotiating the situation. Sporting are insisting that they get 70 million euros fixed fee, where Arsenal are starting at 65 million euros plus add-ons. We're very close in negotiations. The situation is tense because Gyokeres only wants to go to Arsenal. In recent hours, Gyokeres again told the Sporting agent and their president that he only wants to go to Arsenal and will not show up to training camp and will not play for Sporting anymore. You got to love Victor Gyokeres, man, for what he's doing. And fully to fulfill his dream to go to Arsenal, Gyokeres even gave up 2 million of his wages and his salary to facilitate his move. And at this point, he's putting his money where his mouth is, and he's pushing to get the move for Arsenal. Of course, we can talk about other stuff, but update on Benjamin Sesko. The Germans, you know what? We don't even need to talk about Benjamin Sesko anymore. We know we're going to sign Victor Gyokeres, Benjamin Sesko. But the main thing is, you got to love what Victor Gyokeres is doing. He's putting his money where his mouth is. He's, 1, not reporting to training camp. 2, telling everybody he only wants Arsenal. Manchester United fans can... yeah, there you go. H is telling you, Manchester United fans, what he thinks about you guys. But Victor Gyokeres is basically telling everybody he only wants to come to Arsenal. He dumped his girlfriend because he doesn't want anything to do with Portugal anymore. He, losing 2 million of his own money to make the deal happen. Overall, he is pushing for the move more than anybody else. And he wants to join Arsenal. He wants to come to Arsenal. Why are we surprised? Why are we surprised that Victor Gyokeres is pushing for this move? This is the best fit for him and his career. This is the best fit for him in his career to join Arsenal Football Club. It's the best fit. It's the best location for him, and it makes the most sense. I'm not surprised that Victor Gyokeres is pushing as hard as he is to join Arsenal. I'm not. This makes a lot of sense. But yeah, shout out to Victor Gyokeres for that. Shout out to all the stuff about Victor Gyokeres. Before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. In case you guys were wondering about an update on Valencia defender Mosquera. I have an update for you guys, and I have it right in front of me right now. Shout out to all you people. Vanish, add me on Snap. Yo, big up to you, man. Add him on Snap. Add him on Snap. Do me a favor. Please make sure you guys aren't, deleting anybody's messages or anything unless they're saying anything outrageous. But yeah, let's go to the Mosquera update. Oh, wrong thing. Make sure you guys hit the like button though. That was my YouTube video playing in the background. Here we go. Here is the Mosquera update. Arsenal are planning to come back in for Mosquera, and Valencia will be tough to keep him, but the Valencia coach wants him to stay as he's one of the defenders and has already sold another defender. Valencia and the player to put effort to remain at the club this season. Very interesting. So they want him to stay. Arsenal are trying to lowball Valencia into getting the deal, 5 million less than what they currently are at. So this is just a very interesting tactic. The director of football has a tactic, and his tactic is try to get the best deal possible in every single scenario. Every single scenario is to try to get the best deal possible. Try to make sure you come out of there with something, and don't give them any negotiation wiggle room. In all these situations, I feel like Andre Berta is somewhat coming in from a position of strength, because with Cristhian Mosquera, the player has rejected a deal. He's rejected a new contract. Valencia sold one of their defenders. They don't need to sell him, but guess what? They still also need to sell him in the same situation, as he has 1 year remaining on his contract. So with 1 year remaining on your contract, them only having him as one of their starting center backs from last season, plus him potentially going for much lower than the market value because of him having a 1 year remaining on his contract, they could potentially lose him on a free next summer, and we could sign him in January on a free. So they have a choice. Either they take the 15 or 20 million euros we give them now, or they potentially risk losing the player on a free in January when we come back in January for free. And even then, there's no guarantee he joins us. He could join anybody in the world for free. He could join Real Madrid. He could join Barcelona. He could join Inter Milan. He could join anybody. So they have no choice here. Either the player signs a contract or they sell him. And Arsenal have bid. Arsenal have shown the player what we're willing to do, and the player wants to join Arsenal. He's agreed personal terms. This is a very sticky situation for Valencia. Andre Berta is a real G. He's come into this situation and said, yo, I want this player. You don't have much negotiation room. You want 20 million? We'll give you 15, call it a day. Because guess what? If you don't take the 15, come January, you're not going to get nothing. So you decide. The 15 is going to stay there. You decide what you want to do. You decide. You can use that 15 to go get yourself another player. You decide. It's up to you. And I think Andre Berta is showing why he's a real G. That's why he's showing he's a proper director of football. He's not getting bullied by nobody. Somebody tried to come for Zinchenko for 10 million euros. You know what he told them? Come with a respectable offer or leave. He told AC Milan, if you're going to come for an Arsenal player, come with a respectable offer or there's the door. And this is why we gotta wait and see how the window ends. But at this moment in time, I feel like the tactics that he's pulling are semi working. To me, they look like they're working. We'll wait and see. Reports coming out from Turkey, Turkish television, that Leandro Trossard will be headed to Fenerbahce, and Fenerbahce are interested in him. Sorry, not that he's headed to Fenerbahce, but Fenerbahce is interested in him. Leandro Trossard is wanted by Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce have already apparently offered 15 million for Leandro Trossard. We're going to have to wait and see. But the rumor is that Leandro Trossard is a player interested, a player that Fenerbahce are obviously interested in. Fenerbahce will officially step to sign him, and we'll see what happens. But they're even showing footage of him back when he was at Brighton. Why are they showing footage of him back when he was at Brighton? What's going on? What's going on? But that's that. As of today, Arsenal have not made any formal bid. Yeah, we know that. We know that. We know as of today, Arsenal have not made any formal bid for him. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens though. Where's Leandro Trossard? There was something I seen about Trossard the other day. You know when you're trying to find something, you can't find it. Yeah, there it is. So Saudi Arabia, and there's two situations. He could end up in Saudi or he could end up in Fenerbahce. If he ends up in Saudi, I would expect minimum 25 million euros. If he's going to Turkey, maybe we can get 20. But realistically, I think that's realistic for Trossard, right? There's that. Bringing it back quickly to Noni Madueke, in case anybody missed it, there has been some recent updates as we're live right now. 2 minutes ago, there's been an update. Noni Madueke seems like it's going to happen. I'm getting to the point where I'm trying to just come to the acceptance that it might happen. But yeah, Arsenal have made contact. We already know this. Chelsea wants 50 million, not 55. Personal terms have already been agreed. Arsenal are in talks with Chelsea to sign Noni Madueke. Arsenal's 40 million package for Noni Madueke was revealed yesterday on my stream 2 nights ago. So yeah, Arsenal will try to come in for Noni Madueke for around 40 million. And everyone's just saying Arsenal open talks with Noni Madueke. Arsenal are now open talks with Noni Madueke. And you even got a hand of Arsenal coming out saying, I don't have to always lie and be overly positive towards every move the club make. If I will support Noni if we sign, yes, but is it a signing I want? No. Talks ongoing. The fee will be key. So there you go. And this is exactly how I feel. This is exactly how I feel about the whole Noni Madueke situation. I don't want him. But if he joins, I'll support him because I support Arsenal, and I'm not gonna sit here and start bashing every single signing we make. But yeah, Arsenal in talks with Chelsea. Let's see. So yeah, next thing, the Ethan. There's been an update on Ethan's contract situation, and the update on Ethan's contract situation is very straightforward. Let me show you guys. The update on Ethan's contract situation is, where is it? You know what? Let me find it. I seen it yesterday. Ethan's situation does seem very, very simple. That he will most likely, 6 hours ago. Ethan's situation is very simple, ladies and gentlemen. He is 18 years old. He's going to be given an opportunity to play week in, week out. But at the same time, Arsenal is not going to sacrifice their future by not making signings to improve the team. We're going to make signings to improve the team. We're going to give Ethan a lot of opportunities. Arsenal are confident and consider him a really important piece to the puzzle for the foreseeable future. Bukayo Saka was 18 when he broke through. Miles Lewis-Skelly last year had multiple left backs in front of him and he broke through. Rashford at Manchester United, Yamal at Barcelona, so on and so forth. If you're good enough, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how many people are ahead of you. You're going to get into the team. And Ethan last year, due to injuries, got into the team and he will continue to get opportunities. My thing is he confident that Arsenal are now confident he's going to sign a long-term deal? Nothing is done yet, but renewal is heading in the right direction. We're going to see how much Arsenal give him. Also, we're going to see how much reassurances he needs to be confident in signing said contract. Reports are around that he really just didn't sign the contract because he was in the Under-21 World Cup. He wants to stay at Arsenal, has been reported by multiple people. So don't panic. Don't get worried. We're in a good situation. He's going to agree to sign the deal. And if he's good enough, he's going to play. That's it. And I believe he is good enough, and I believe he will most likely stay. Now, finally, the final thing for today, Rodrygo. I'll be honest, I don't think we signed Rodrygo. I don't think we signed Rodrygo. I would love it. I just don't see us spending the money necessary to get Rodrygo. I don't see it. I think we would love to bring in Rodrygo. If Real Madrid are selling Rodrygo at a cut cost, I'll take it. But Rodrygo for 55 million. Noni Madueke for 55 million, I feel like that takes away from the money that we would get Rodrygo. We are potentially going to be giving Chelsea the opportunity to sign Rodrygo because we don't sign him. And you know what happened today? For the 5th consecutive game, Rodrygo will most likely not be starting for Real Madrid. He will be on the bench once again, this time versus PSG in the Club World Cup. Yeah, you know what? I'm trying to find the Rodrygo stuff, but seems to be more stuff on Ethan. Let me find it. Rodrygo, boom. So yeah, as you guys know, we want Rodrygo, we want Eze, but we're now coming out of this window potentially with Noni Madueke as one of the players. As long as we get one of these two guys by the end of the window, Gyokeres, Zubimendi, and one of Rodrygo or Eze, those are 3 level raisers that I wanted coming into the window, and I'll be happy. If we sign Noni Madueke and Eze, I'll be content with it. If we get Rodrygo and we say Bon Noni Madueke and we also bring in Eze, I'll be over the moon. But the reality situation is I don't see us getting both. That's just me being fair, honest. 90% of you guys probably call me delusional sometimes, but when I keep it real like that, you might not want to hear it. But hey, we're going to see what happens with Rodrygo. We're going to see what happens with Noni Madueke. We're going to see what happens with Eze. It's a long transfer window. I'm going to wrap it up here. Before we go any further, if you have any more questions, anything you want to ask, anything you want to speak about, let me know in the comment section right now. Shout out to all the people who've been watching. I appreciate all the love and support you guys have been giving the channel lately. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just feel like the Noni Madueke stuff is so annoying, man. So annoying. And I feel like it's being pushed more from the Chelsea side than it is from the Arsenal side. Chelsea's literally leaking everything about the Noni Madueke deal. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're going to see. We're going to have to see what happens. I'm now going to probably redirect you guys to somebody who's live. Let's see who's live that we can redirect to. Let's see who's live. We got Halftime Hooks who's live. Yeah, Halftime Hooks is live. I'm going to send it over to Halftime Hooks. Guys, tell Halftime Hooks, you already know what it is, Egal Raid. Shout out to Halftime Hooks. Tell him Egal Raid, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. You already know what it is. Catch you guys in the next one. Don't know, people. All I got to say is have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace out. And yeah, let me see if there's any questions in the chat before we end up in any more super chats. Doesn't seem like there's any more super chats. But is there any more questions? Wait. Where's Gyokeres? He's gonna happen. Don't worry. Terry's live. Shout out to Terry. Where's Gyokeres? He's coming. He's gonna be joining very soon. Rodrygo to Bayern. Let's see. Rodrygo to Liverpool. If that happens, I'll be quite upset. That's like the worst case scenario, because then you're strengthening Liverpool to a level where they're even better than they were last year, on top of Florian Wirtz and everything else that they've already done. But yeah, I'm going to send you guys over to Halftime Hooks. I think Halftime Hooks is live right now. Halftime Hooks. If you guys don't know who Halftime Hooks is, he's an Arsenal fan also. So yeah, guys, go show him some love. And you already know what it is. Egal Raid. Show him some love. You already know what it is. Catch you guys in the next video. Love for the love, people. Peace.